Hello and welcome to the Notebook Society and the all-important Q&A. Today we are joined by the sagacious Savannah Rain. Thank you for joining us today, Savannah.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we are going to ask some light-hearted questions. We are going to ask some maybe deep questions. But most of all, we're going to have some fun. So let's start off with music and what that means to you, and probably what or who inspires your musical passion here the most.
Well, that is a deep question. That's a really deep question. I have been singing since I was about 5 years old. I remember standing on a table in my mother's home, a coffee table, and I remember the entire room was filled with grown-ups, my aunts and uncles, cousins, and I was singing Elvis Presley, Hound Dog, and I was shaking my leg like Elvis, and everybody was laughing, and all my uncles gave me money after I sang. So that's my first memory of performing for an audience. And after that, I started singing in church. Church was kind of where I continued to sing until I started performing in other venues. But my major inspiration was making people happy. When I sang, people laughed and had fun, and that was really what caused me to want to continue to sing, was how much fun people seemed to have listening to live music. As far as inspirations, NSL, I spent about 2 months on the grid listening to every live performer that I could before I started singing in SL. And there was a lot of fantastic singers with a lot of great talent. I won't even name them because there's just too many. But it literally was just moving all over the grid, checking out every live performer that I could before I made the decision that, yeah, I think I can do this.
Personally, I would love to be able to sing, but I would never hurt anybody that badly. You've told us about your inspiration, but sometimes we also aspire to be like somebody else, and maybe it might be a parent, it might be our favourite star. So who would you say would you aspire to be like?
For sure, my father. He was the most generous, kind-hearted, loving man I've ever known. He was kind to everyone, regardless of their race, their economic background, in a time in the world where that was not commonplace. And I saw him be that way to everybody that he met. And if I can be as good to people as he was to people, then that would be quite an accomplishment.
And I'm sure he would be extremely proud of you today for thinking that way. So talking about inspirations, and I know we aspire to be like, what would you say would be your favourite song that maybe inspires you to sing either here or even to listen to?
Oh gosh. I have so many favorite songs. Like every time I do a show, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite song, and this is my favorite song. And someone told me once, like, do you know how many times you say this is my favorite song? I think that a song that sort of encompasses who my father was is a song by the Judds, "Love Can Build a Bridge."
Yeah,
And when I
I know
think
it.
about things that are going on in our world today, um, I really, really believe that love is the only thing that has the power to change people's hearts, circumstances, and our relationships with each other. So I guess that would have to be um, probably a song that is directly related to what inspires me to sing.
Okay, we've spoken a lot about your father and your childhood, but what was the first thing you actually wanted to be as a child?
I wanted to be a lawyer. That was a lawyer or a writer. And in my real life, I am a writer. Um, so I did accomplish one of those childhood dreams. Um, I never wanted to be a performer. People always told me I should be, but that was never like, I just wanted to be a mom and a wife and a good mom. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
and and I wanted to write or to be an attorney. I never I never made the lawyer thing because I did an internship when I was young, and I sort of got jaded on the whole law thing. Um, so I just decided that wasn't me. And um, funny enough, the way I became a writer is not a traditional way either. So, but I did do my biggest dream, and that was to be a mom and um, to be married. And um, yeah, like, I think I'm a good mom. I love. I have 4 children, and they are the best thing I've ever done in my life. So
No, I can totally understand that, being a mother of 2 myself. Um, okay, let's have a bit of fun now. If you could have any superpower, what would that be?
hmm. I think if I could have any superpower, it would be invisibility.
I always wanted to be a fly, so I could be a fly on the wall, but I'd probably get killed in the first instance by the first blast of like fly spray. um,
Uh,
what would you say is your favourite film or favourite genre of film? What sort of films do you like to watch?
oh, I love romantic comedies. I mean, I really, really love them. Sweet Home Alabama is like one of my favorite movies in the whole world. Um,
Oh, I love that one. Reese Witherspoon, yeah, if I remember correctly.
yes, yes. And The Notebook, which is, I mean, it's not really a comedy, but I love movies like that. Nicholas Sparks movies, and um, I think I've
Yeah.
watched The Wedding Date probably 100 times. I mean, I just love movies like that.
Um, if you could be anywhere in the world right now, instead of obviously talking to me, which is your favourite place to be, where would you be?
Um, right where I'm at. I mean, I really, really love. I really, really love my life, and I really can't think of any place that I would rather be.
Okay, and now we're going to get onto your favourite subject for the last 2 questions. Um, shoes.
Yes, I thought you would never ask.
What would be your favourite shoe designer? Not in SL, just if obviously if you love shoes in here, you've got to have some sort of shoe love outside of here.
Oh,
Christian Louboutin.
absolutely. Louboutin, for sure. For sure. The sexiest, the best wearing, my guilty pleasure. I'm not even sure if anybody knows how much money I've spent on those shoes. But yes, for sure.
And
My
colour?
very favorite. Black. Black.
Black. Okay.
Black.
Okay, we're going to
Always
go
black.
for, right, we're going to go for the last question now.
Okay.
And it's going to be a really silly question. But, you know, I like asking this question because it always, like, different answers every time. Did the chicken or the egg come first?
I think that the chicken came first.
Yeah, I don't really overthink it, to be honest. But
I think the chicken was created and then began the cycle. And then the next chicken came from an egg. So, I'm just being as silly as the question. I have no idea.
no, who knows? There is no right or wrong answer. It's just something that is like quite light-hearted and just ends us on the right note, I think. So thank you very much, Savannah, for joining us today. And we hope to see you around SL very shortly. This is your host, Fantasia, signing off for the all-important Q&A.